Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thoughtcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the mostest, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, Steve?
Hi. Can you hear me popping my fingers or no?
Yeah, you nasty.
You.
It's not my favorite. What's going on,
There's
bud?
nothing more relaxing than cracking your joints and your neck and your
Bleh.
back, and your fingers, and your toes. I don't know why. I love it.
I don't mind when it happens organically, but I won't do it on purpose unless I'm like foam rolling my back, and if I get a couple of releases from the joints, and I'm like, yeah, sweet. But you'll never catch me cracking a knuckle on purpose. Ooh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Anyway, did you miss me?
Of course. How
There was a rip in the time-space continuum without me.
I feel it. Yeah.
There was a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
For sure.
I didn't use the false, Harry.
Did not use the force, Luke.
We're not in October
Harry.
anymore, but I'm still making Star Wars, Trek, Harry Potter puns.
Are you still cooking in the kitchen of the damned, or are you back to the regular kitchen?
I'm regular kitchen.
Regular kitchen?
Yeah.
It's November. Are you doing pumpkin everything yet?
No.
Ooh.
I only did pumpkin mac and cheese.
I almost sent you a recipe today for pumpkin brownies. I'll have to go back and find it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looked delicious. Really chocolatey and fudgy, but with a pumpkin base. Not too dissimilar to your sweet potato brownies, but just a little bit of a different take.
Pumpkin brownies.
Pumpkin brownies. I knew that you would. Steve, what was the most amazing thing you ate this week?
You know, we did did a shepherd's pie. Got that Thor's hammer beef shank.
Yes.
And, cooked that all down, and then I still made like a regular shepherd's pie with ground beef and vegetables and all that fun stuff, and mashed potatoes and all that. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Pretty
yeah.
Cool.
So for everybody out there listening, Steve sent me a picture. It looked pretty incredible. It was amazing.
Yeah. We will put that up eventually on YouTube. For those of you who watch my videos, Cooking Made Simple with Chef Steven.
Yes.
How about you? What was the most amazing thing you had?
By far on the cruise, the most amazing thing I had was a Wagyu short rib. It was
Wagyu short rib.
Fantastic. Yeah.
What made it so good, other than the fact that it was Wagyu?
Well, so that was the first step, and then it was braised in a burgundy base, so like a really red wine heavy shallot. Came with a big swish of celeriac mash, and it was garnished with tomato dust.
Is that how you say it? Celeriac?
Or celery root.
I've always called it celeriac.
Yeah. I don't see
everything that you just said, that's what I got from you. Oh my god.
That's what you have, a pronunciation question? Did you had a case of the Mondays, Steven?
But today's Tuesday.
A little bit.
On a Tuesday.
Today's Monday.
It really isn't.
Yeah. No, it was really, really good. It was just really well cooked, and the sauce was really fantastic. The celeriac mash was super garlicky, so it was just kind of a nice contrast to like all that richness. It was fantastic. It was really fantastic. It was good. I think that was last Sunday. I ate a lot of amazing things. I just came back, for those of you who don't know, from a cruise. But that was last Sunday when I did the chef's table aboard the Carnival Horizon.
Wagyu.
Yeah.
Wagyu's overrated. I'm going to go make Japanese A5 for dinner tonight. I'm kidding. Can you imagine?
It's like, overrated. I think you bought it like 7 times in the last month.
No, I really don't have it, but still.
So,
I want to know about your cruise. Where did you go? What did you eat? What did you do? Tell me.
Yes. So I just came back from this cruise. We left from the port of Miami last Saturday, and we visited the ABC Islands. That's what they will call them. So the Lesser or the Leeward Antilles used to be officially part of the Netherlands, but most people there will still consider themselves Dutch citizens. But the islands are kind of on they're in their own jurisdiction. now, but it's Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. So hence ABC. So it's furthest down that I've ever traveled. Actually, that's not true because I've been to Brazil. Furthest I've ever traveled down on a cruise, down being south, and they are north of Venezuela. So
sweet.
It was incredible. It was incredible. What did I eat? What did I not eat, Steve? I had lamb. I had Dover sole. I had short ribs. I had leg of lamb. I had an 18-ounce spice rubbed prime ribeye that was phenomenal. I had a 10-ounce filet with chimichurri, which was also phenomenal. I had conch.
I feel the gout coming in from
It
all
was
this
ridiculous. It was ridiculous. How I had just as many vegetables. If I had broccoli with one thing, it was with 10 things. I always make a concerted effort to kind of be balanced. But yeah, it was really fantastic. It was really fantastic. But yeah, I had some really great food. I was just telling a few people this week, my favorite thing to do instead of shopping for actual souvenirs is to go grocery shopping when I've never been to a place. And that way I can bring home ingredients and enjoy them for a long time. Ooh. Yeah. So I have chili oil. I have hot sauce. I have all sorts of spice blends I've never seen before. I have sea salt from Bonaire. Super excited. I have all sorts of Dutch chocolates. Stoked, man. Super stoked. So wow. Some fun flavored vinegars. Yeah, I like to get snacks. And then that way it's like you're on vacation for another month after you come back from vacation. I like to get snacks.
How long of a cruise?
And I like to get cooking ingredients. So it was 7 days.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Is it me or like towards the end of the cruise, like the last 3 days or so, like you get a little tired of like the rocking of the boat back and forth?
So it's so interesting. Like some people are really sensitive to it, but there's like stabilizers on the really big ships. And so honestly, it's like you're in a self-contained hotel. And if you there was one entire day where I like watched movies, ate pizza and ice cream. Like I watched movies, I sang some karaoke, had a couple drinkies, never saw the sun though. Like never went up top, never went outside. And there was very little. The most movement that I was able to feel was just maybe some engine vibrations, but like no crazy rock. It's not like kind of this, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, typically but like every now and then you get that one little like rock, a little bit.
I had to try really hard to notice it. So if I was like sitting in the dining room and I looked at the horizon, I could see the ship very slowly pitch down and pitch up. But if I wasn't specifically looking for it, I couldn't feel it. Now we had a unique situation. I'm sure it's happened to other people too. We were like 9 hours late returning. There was a mechanical issue with the ship, but thank God we didn't become the next poop cruise. Everybody was safe. There wasn't ever a safety concern. It was just we had to cut to half speed. So we cut to half speed, and at half speed, you could feel a little bit more movement in the boat. But at that point, I was like, buffet, let's go. So my extra day of being on sea when I was supposed to be on land already was chicken and waffles, big fried egg on top, a couple Bloody Marys. It was fantastic.
Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm. That just sounds like a normal brunch for us, but still like
these are. I never ever. I wouldn't say never ever. It's very rare that I do brunch on land that way. I love brunch, but I'm usually working them. So
yeah.
And if I don't have to be up early, I'm not.
Was it like chicken wings, chicken tenders, like a chicken thigh, chicken breast? Like what was it?
It was a fried chicken thigh. It was a great choice.
Bone in or bone out?
Bone out. Okay. Boneless if you prefer. But yeah.
Gotta make sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of like the wing thigh combination. Like I don't mind when the chicken's on the bone. I kind of knew that since this was mass produced, it would be boneless. I was honestly expecting some chicken strips and really impressed when I got the chicken thigh. I was like, ooh, good call there.
Did you have eggs Benedict every morning? That's what I do every time we take a cruise.
I did not have eggs Benedict. Okay, so for anybody out there that doesn't know, there's a couple of different options if you've never cruised. Now, this is not a Carnival Cruise Line commercial, okay? But Carnival is the only cruise line I've ever cruised on because it's right for me and my budget. So on a Carnival cruise, you have a few different options, right? Like you can go to the buffet, which will have all sorts of things. You've got your eggs Benedict. You have to think about how many different ports of call and how many different guests and guests from all sorts of places that these cruises will host. So they'll always have baked beans, toast, bagel, danishes, pastries. This cruise had donuts and beignets available at an extra cost. Some days they had a breakfast slider. Some days they had eggs Benedict. Some days they had scramble. Every single day you could get a warm, hard boiled egg that you would peel yourself, but they were like warm-ish to hot, which weirds me out. So I didn't do that. Interestingly enough, Stephen, I really had a banana and oatmeal and yogurt like most of the entire cruise.
Ooh.
I just wanted to make sure I was getting protein and fiber and getting a fruit in. That's all. Like I was like, this is kind of the meal that I care about the least in the entire day. So I'm gonna spend the least amount of energy on it. You know?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It's not. We covered that.
It is in my world.
It's in propaganda to sell more pork. We had an entire episode about it.
I know, but still, I'm still an advocate for breakfast.
Is it your favorite meal? Wow.
I can have
I
breakfast.
like breakfast foods, but I think we've talked like I don't need them as soon as I open my eyes. It's okay. So yeah, but yeah, you have a couple different options. You can go into the dining room and it's basically variations of what you'll find on the buffet, except you don't have to get it yourself. You can be served. As a single person who travels alone, I find that this can be very hit or miss. Can you imagine why, Steve?
Because let me guess. Hit because it's good food. Miss because you don't have anyone to share with.
Well, kind of. So a lot of times on a cruise, the rooms are meant for double occupancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes they assume if you're sitting alone that you're waiting for somebody. That can start your service a little bit slow. You'll keep getting somebody, and it's no different than just like going out to eat on your own here on land, right? Anyway. Yeah. Oh, are you meeting somebody? No. And then my favorite question is a single person. Just you? Yes, just me. Yes. Stop treating that like it's the plague. Yes, it's just me. Thank you for rubbing it in. Can you please take my order now? But yeah, so there was one day where I walked out of the dining room like 13 minutes, had not been greeted, didn't have a coffee, didn't have a water. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Bye. I'm like, I specifically slept in so I could eat brunch, and I am going to go get my own breakfast from the breakfast buffet. So, but
that sucks.
Yeah, it's okay. It also happens here on land. So honestly, on vacation, just take everything in stride and, roll with the punches when you can. But otherwise, the service was impeccable. So I think I mentioned on Sunday night, I did this chef's table. I would highly recommend this to anybody that's into food or maybe feeling just a little bit more adventurous. It wasn't anything super crazy. Like we weren't doing, octopus shots or there wasn't like anything that was wholly unapproachable, but it was a really, really great experience. I got to tour the kitchen. I got to meet the executive chef and sous chef. You get a personalized menu that you can keep, and it was 8 courses. It was really, really great. Nice. It started out with a duck cigar. It was a phyllo, cranberry figs, brie, and mushroom ash rolled up with a little duck confit. It looked just like a little cigar. It was beautiful. Did a tuna crudo with a wasabi crema, and then there was an avocado popper. So these were kind of like canapé course, like they were all like one bite items. It was really amazing. The avocado popper had a beet mayo and a little bit of provolone inside. So think popper is kind of like a little croquette. It's deep fried. Yeah. It was beautiful. God, it was so good. It was really, really good. They had 4 little canapes, and the 4th one was called Land and Sea. So it was like double cooked lamb. So they had like a little lamb chicharron and a little slice of leg of lamb and a scallop. And it was kind of like a little sandwich. It was cute. Super cute. Everything was like very, very well executed. The first course, Steve, you would have loved this. It was lobster 2 ways. So it was a butter poached chunk of lobster tail on top of a lobster ravioli. But it was on a dual bed of Yukon Gold mash. So regular Yukon Gold mashed potatoes and Squid Ink Yukon mashed potatoes.
Heck
So it was like black and it looked like a tuxedo on a plate. It was gorgeous. And it had like a saffron beurre blanc over top. It was amazing. It was excellent. The chef's sampler was really, really cool. They presented it to us in its own plastic box, but it was like full of smoke. So they used the smoke gun first, and then when you lifted the lid, then you could see the food and all the smoke evaporated. It was very much a show, but it was gorgeous. They had a beet cured salmon, a beef carpaccio, and a crab with grapes and apple, but they were all teeny tiny little bites. So like 3 bites. It was beautiful. The Dover sole course was really, really amazing. I had this heirloom baby carrot and 1 thin long strip of Dover sole, and then a fermented purple potato, like the Hawaiian purple potato. Yeah. They had fermented it and then combined it with like a little bit of yeast, so it was like bready and doughy but potatoy. It was like they'd made like a potato roll. It was a strange, different experience for me, but it was like really, really awesome. It tasted amazing. He was like, you're gonna taste this. It's gonna taste maybe like bread, maybe like potato. And then we had, it was crazy. We had a smoked lamb loin. It had like smoked squash and Parmesan next to it, and it had a beet and port jus. And then the sorbet course was pretty cool. It had like cucumber and apple, like frozen, shredded as a bed for like a quenelle of like blood orange and raspberry sorbet as a palate cleanser. Yeah, as a palate cleanser. And then of course we had the braised Wagyu short rib, and then the dessert was extremely impressive. They called it a chocolate forest. So it was everything you would find in a forest, but like made with food. So there were like mushrooms, and they were made from meringue. They're like little toadstool mushrooms. And then there was like moss, but it was made from candied basil. And then there was like dirt and earth, but it was like crumbled chocolate cake. But it all looked like really hyper realistic. And then in the center, there was lavender mousse, but it was underneath like a chocolate dome. And then they came to the table and they poured like warm cherry sauce on the dome, so it like melted through and then revealed like the lavender mousse. It was dinner and a show. It was really incredible. And of course they wrote "Happy Birthday, Melissa," which didn't hurt anything. Like,
I know you finally turned 21.
I finally had my first drink and everything. Yeah, it was incredible. I actually felt great. There were a ton of people on the boat that were like, "There's no way you're 40." So I couldn't make that up. So I was like, I'll take that. Somebody guessed 28. I was like, yes, let's go. Sweet. Yeah, it was an incredible meal. The best part, I think, for me, and I think you would have loved this too, is we got to watch them plate it. Like the counter service had like a mirror. So like across from the table, like there were 12 of us. So it was just 6 and 6 along like a really long table. But there were mirrors on both sides of the ceiling. So I was watching, I was just like, the guy was talking and I was like listening out of one ear, but I was like intently watching them plate, like from aerial view, like every single item, tweezers, smoke guns, air bubble machines. They had made like pearls, like they had made like fake caviar off cognac and like all sorts. I was like, I'm here for this entire, I was like, I want to go over there. I want to be like, can I put the microgreens on, please? I want to go over there. I want to help. I felt the urge to help.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a wee bit of a drag on some of
what you do, and they say, "Oh, you should go help."
Yeah, they zero interest. Like didn't care. I slid it into conversation at one point, and the guy was like, and like 0 F's given. You know, sometimes there's a time and a place to play that card, but like I really wasn't trying to get anything. We were just making conversation, but they were nonplussed by it. They were like, "Yep,"
like something really random, like ideal iPods. Yeah, I don't really.
You tell you're an iPod dealer.
Yeah, you know those inflatable pools? Yeah, I sell those.
I mean,
to so many different celebrities.
Manufacture rubber duckies.
Yeah. Rubber duckies? My idea. I invented them.
Nice. So they took us in the kitchen. We got to see the hotline. They were absolutely getting smashed. Like it was right in the middle of dinner. So it was just, I mean, I was so...
Like Oh, like what? Wait, what kind of smash? Like they were getting busy, or like they were taking
No,
shots?
no. They were like busy. It was like right in the middle of dinner service, so they're absolutely getting smashed. There was all the hustle and bustle, and I love that. You know, that's my sweet spot. That's my
Right.
comfortable place. Usually not there in a dress and high heels. So I was kind of like very aware of my surroundings, but I wanted to be right in there with them. I was like, yes, I feel the energy. Like, let's go. I want to start selling plates. This is amazing. But yeah, we got to learn how to make the melting chocolate cake. They give you the recipe to take home. They give you this amazing personalized menu
Oh,
with
look
your
at that.
name and the date on it, and you get a photo with the chefs and the service team, which was really cool. So, and they give that to you at the end of the meal. So I highly recommend that for anybody. It came in at $124. Steve, I would defy you to find the same experience on land for 8 courses. It's an
No
absolute
kidding.
steal. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was worth every penny. I would recommend it to anybody. It was really great. So
it's awesome.
it was really, really cool. Monday, I ate in a steakhouse. So if nobody's ever been on a cruise before, like I said, I can only speak for Carnival. So you know, Carnival has the Fahrenheit 555. That is the perfect char temperature, in case anybody isn't aware, 550 to 600 degrees in a broiler or on a griddle is kind of like that perfect caramelization on the outside
Yeah.
of a piece of meat. They had all sort of things. They had lamb chops. They had Dover sole. They had um, a tomahawk. They've got the cowboy ribeye. So for anybody who doesn't know, the ribeye and the cowboy ribeye are the same. The cowboy ribeye is going to have a little bit more fat, and of course that the bone on it.
Mm-hmm.
They had a sirloin. They've got a fillet. You can get a surf and turf. You can get a lobster tail. It was great. I ended up eating in the steakhouse twice. So it's what we call a prefix meal, which means you choose from 3 different options for appetizers, entree, and dessert. That came in at $52. Heck of a deal. Like, I got an 18-ounce ribeye. I got a beautiful yuzu tuna tartare that was like in a tower stacked with avocados, pickled red onions, some yuzu, some calamansi vinegar. So like really sharp, super acidic, like really beautiful. I had a little diced melon on the top. It was really fantastic. 18-ounce spiced rubbed ribeye that came with mashed potatoes and broccoli. It was perfectly cooked. It was really, really beautiful. And then it was somewhere between like, you know, like fajita seasonings and blackening. Like it wasn't quite either one fully, but it kind of had those like flavors. And then I had a really, really great apple tart tatin with a honey almond ice cream on it. It was really good. Couldn't complain. The next time I ate in there, I had a 10-ounce filet with chimichurri. I had lobster bisque as a first course. They poured it tableside onto a disc of lobster butter that they had made in house. So the hot soup kind of like melted the butter and it was beautiful. And I had champagne sorbet. It didn't taste any champagne. It kind of tasted like corn syrup. But you know, that's the interesting thing about having type 2 diabetes is like a lot of sweet things are too sweet for me now. So it kind of just has to hit like the right note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's really, really sweet or has too much of kind of like the same flavors, or if it's just like kind of white sugar based, it's like, it doesn't do it for me. It needs to have depth or like warm spices or fruit or something, you know.
I can see that.
So yeah, my palate's just changed a little bit, but yeah, if anybody is
getting older too.
Yeah, 100%. Like, well, your palate changes, your taste buds change, hormones change, like everything changes. I have to be in a very specific mood for eggs. So I was on the very last day of the cruise, but I didn't eat them any other time, not for breakfast. But yeah, it was really fantastic. So that's the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse. They have, for starters, they do a crab and brown butter risotto. They do a lobster bisque. They do a French onion soup. They do the tuna tartare. They have a beef carpaccio, shrimp cocktail, and then they do like a combination iced and smoked oysters that comes underneath a smoked dome. It's a really fun presentation at the table. But yeah, $52, right, before gratuity for 3 courses. The courses are not small, y'all. The smallest steak they had was 10 ounces, and it was a filet. A 10-ounce filet is like the size of a baseball. It's not small. Yeah. So I think it's an incredible deal for the price if anybody's like really cautious about it. Now, in the dining room, they have really, really great options every single night. They have a lot of things will be related to the port of call that you're in. So you might see conch on the menu. You might see ceviche. You might see like jerk chicken if you're stopping in Jamaica, or
Yeah.
this, that, and the other, right? But I had a really great roasted leg of lamb with 2 really cute little Yorkshire puddings right alongside it, really nice gravy, and a really great kale Caesar salad on one night in the dining room. And the next night, they've teamed up with Emeril Lagasse for a section of their menu. The next night, I had shrimp and grits and I had fried green tomatoes. It was phenomenal.
Yum.
The very last night of the cruise, they had frog legs on the menu. I cannot pass them up.
No.
Never.
Frog legs.
Never. Frog legs is like creme brulee to me. I never pass that up if it's on the menu. So.
Were a lot of people like, ooh.
Oh, 100%. I mean, so if nobody's ever been on a cruise, like the tables in the dining room are extremely close to each other. You have to think they've got to feed like, I think our capacity on our ship was 3,500. There's a lot of folks to feed. A lot of people will hit the buffet. The buffet is kind of your standard fare, right? I'm going to say that it's not Golden Corral. It's probably 3 steps up from Golden Corral, but you're going to have the standards, right? You're going to have like your chicken tenders, your French fries, your mac and cheese. You're going to have a pasta. You're going to have 3 or 4 starches. You're going to have a carved meat item. Some days it was steamship round, which is like a huge, think of it like a leg of beef. They might have leg of lamb there as well, but it's going to be cooked just a little bit further. They might have ham on the carving board, prime rib. Yeah. So you're going to have that. And then you're going to have like a lot of plated desserts, your pies, your cakes, your cookies, your bars. And then you're going to have a huge salad bar, a huge fruit bar. And then you're going to have a lot of vegetable options. So did the buffet a couple of times. Like the very last day that we were on, they did a really nice rotini. And I had short ribs again. They weren't Wagyu this time, but they were still really good. It was a really great braise, and it came with like a Merlot au jus, a Merlot au jus, and I had some beautiful rotini pasta and some garlic and green beans. It was great. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Did they have a little pizza shack?
Yep. So they had the pizza. So on my birthday, after singing karaoke all evening long, I got pizza and ice cream very, very late. It was fantastic. I had a personal pizza with 4 cheeses, arugula, and prosciutto.
Heck yeah.
Really, really good.
I think the last cruise we were on, we enjoyed some beverages and then went to go get pizza. And it was like the best feeling in the world because you're feeling relaxed. You're eating pizza. And who doesn't like pizza? You know?
Yeah,
it's all simple pizzas like cheese and pepperoni, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's like 4 or 5 options. You've got pizza that you can get all the time. If you make it during the dinner hours, you've got a little Caesar salad that they'll make there on the spot. The dinner buffets, they go until like 10:30. Yep. They have a little sandwich shop on Carnival that does, it'll do a hot ham and cheese. They'll do a Philly. They'll do a meatball sub. They make those in front of you. They basically have a little air fryer there. They'll toast your sandwich. Like, it's like the size of 3 home, air fryers, and it could fit 10 sandwiches at a time, but that's essentially what it is. It's like a convection microwave, essentially. One night I utilized that. I got a chicken salad sandwich on rye. It was amazing. I fell asleep. I fell asleep and slept through dinner. Steve made the old rookie mistake. Like, I got in my bed and got really comfy and was like, I'm going to rest my eyes while my phone charges. And then I woke up and it was 10 o'clock at night. I was like, oops. I was like, well, I need food, so let me go find it. And the sandwich place was open late.
So let's go back to karaoke. What songs did you sing?
You want to know what karaoke songs I sang?
Yeah, totally.
Oh God. Okay. So I sang, I sang karaoke a few times on this cruise, but on my birthday, I did Alone by Heart, and I did Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips, and I did Son of a Preacher Man by Dusty Springfield. I choose older songs.
Are you going to give us a little sample of?
I absolutely will not. No.
Anytime I do karaoke, I only do one song. Tequila.
Really? You leave them wanting more? Oh yeah, just the one word.
That's all you got to do. And you dance the entire time.
It's a crowd pleaser if you catch people on the right night.
Yeah, exactly.
if somebody can see the humor in it and wants to play along, it's fun. It's fun times. So
see, exactly. And you only say 2 words in that entire song. Or the 3, I don't even know.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a couple new experiences on this cruise, Steve. This was my first time on the ship, and so, well, I'm not new to barbecue by any means, but they do have the Guy Fieri's Pig and Anchor barbecue restaurant, which is a little bit of additional money. If you're at sea from 12 to 2:30, it is free, but other times it's a nominal cost. And we're talking about, like, I got a half rack of Memphis style ribs for $8. Like, nothing wild, really delicious. Really, really delicious. They do pulled pork. You've got chicken. They have all the different sauces out there. They do a Carolina, Memphis. They've got dry rub. Really, really delicious. All the sides are really fantastic. One thing that this ship had that none of the other ones I've ever gone on in their fleet had was a restaurant called Gigi. So it means lucky. Gigi restaurant was Asian. Same idea, prefix. So you get an appetizer, an entree, dessert. Ready for this? This time $24. But this is not sesame chicken. This is every item on the menu has a number next to it, and the number corresponds to a place on the map. So your appetizer one of the appetizers that you pick might be from the area where the Szechuan stuff comes from. It might be like Nanjing. It might be like Hong Kong. It was really, really great. It was a neat way to kind of like learn something too. But I had a phenomenal appetizer. It was a duck leg that was like a 5-spice and hoisin glazed that came with these little potato pancakes with like this incredible slaw on top. It was ridiculous. I almost ordered another one of those as my entree, and I crushed the entire thing. It was really good.
Sesame chicken. I have been on such a sesame chicken obsession lately. I can't explain why. It's not even that good, but I love it.
I love sesame chicken. I like it a lot. Kung Pao is my favorite, admittedly.
Yeah.
But I love sesame. I won't turn down like sweet and sour either. I loved that I got a chance to experience some more traditional Asian items on this menu, but I also love the Americanized Chinese food. The entree that I got was incredible. They called it the Master's Clay Pot Pig, and it was braised and then deep fried chunks of pork. So it had that like sinewy, chewy, like when you braise down meat or like even wings, right? And then you like double cook them, and it's just like that, like crispy outside, kind of crunchy, like chewy inside. Oh, it was amazing. It had enoki mushrooms, and it had greens, and it came with these wide flat noodles that were insane. And I took the noodles home, right, to my room, my home for the week. Took the noodles to my room and put them in the fridge, and I ate them cold the next day for breakfast with a Diet Coke, and it was incredible. It was so good. Dang. Yeah, it was really, really good. The dessert was great too. They did a lychee stuffed wonton in a coconut milk, a cold coconut milk soup with boba. It was really beautiful. It came on this little pedestal, and it had like 2 little crispy wontons kind of floating in this. Oh, it was ridiculous. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So,
dare I ask, how much weight did you put on with all these delicious meals? Because it sounds like you ate a lot of good food.
I ate a lot more food than I would at home because it was available and easy. So 3.5. But I usually keep like a 5 over and under. Right, like at any point during a week or a month, I could go like my 5. So
yeah,
3.5. Everything still fits. So
nice.
And most of that is really just like the types of food I was eating. It's not really about weight, right? It's just like I probably ate a lot more dessert. It was offered at every single meal. I don't want to really keep sweets in the house. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, it was great. So I met some friends in Curacao, some really dear friends of mine. They have a local pastry there called pastiche, kind of Dutch origin, a wee bit. So I had like a really, really nice one. It's like, you can think of it as an empanada, essentially. I had chicken in that one. It was really, really good. I had that for breakfast. The day before on Bonaire, I had some traditional Dutch lunch items, frikandellen, which is fried sausages with like a little sweet dipping sauce. Bitterballen, which is kind of like, you could think that they think of it like this. They kind of pureed beef stew and made a croquette out of it.
Oh, wow.
Really, really fantastic. And then kibbeling, which is fried chunks of fish, all fried, very much bar food. And I had all these items with a couple of cold Heinekens at a bar. Fantastic choice, like really, really good choice. And then Curacao has a lot of different Creole, Dutch, Spanish, Portuguese influences. So on the beach, conch, my friends had whole red snapper, and I had conch with polenta and fried plantains. It was beautiful. It was really, really good.
I love when a restaurant has conch on the menu, and it's like, I order it every time.
It was so good.
I don't care what it costs. I'm like, just make it happen.
It was so good, and it was super affordable. It was literally a shack on the beach. Like,
wow.
It was literally like this shack / hut on the beach, and it was kind of secluded. So if you didn't know about it, you weren't going to know about it, but they knew about it because they lived there. They were like, you have to get a cup of fish soup to start. I suspect that the fish in this soup was mahi, if I had to guess. Super delicious hot broth with potato, carrot, and onion and chunks of fish. They bring you a little plate that has a strip of pepper on it. It looks like bell pepper. It is not bell pepper. It's called Madame Jeanette, which is their version of a Scotch bonnet that grows there. She was like, you can put this in your soup to steep. Maybe don't bite into it. And I was like, I'm totally biting into it. And then you get like a lime wedge, but it was really, really beautiful. Like, it was hot, but it was manageable. Like, I wanted spicy, so I bit into it, and it had a bunch of really great flavor. You can think of it kind of like a fruity red bell pepper version of a habanero.
Okay, I can see that.
And I liked it so much that I bought hot sauce that's made with it. I brought it home.
I buy the hot sauce with it, but I wouldn't actually bite into it,
Well, it wasn't like a full chili, so it was like a strip that they cut. Like, so you think of it like a tiny, like, essentially if you had sliced a baby bell pepper, that's kind of the size of the strip. And it had some of the ribbing on it. So I was like, yeah, I know what I'm getting into here, but it was awesome. No regrets. I was like, ooh, this is just the right amount of heat. Let me have another beer. This was fantastic. So it was really, really good.
I haven't had a Heineken in a long time. It's good beer.
It was really fantastic. Well, that's kind of that Dutch European, influence there, that there was a lot of Amstel and a lot of Heineken to be had.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, it was really great. I mean, I think this was 3 years since my last cruise, 2 or 3 years. And I couldn't complain, except for the one miss where I didn't get greeted. I mean, that happens here on land too.
Yeah.
A lot. So, I mean, since COVID, kind of the service standards have really plummeted. And there's a lot to be said about that. The tip model in the United States is not livable. And, does it justify bad service? No, but that's part of the reason why nobody's coming into the service industry anymore, is because it's rough and it's often without reward. I think the system is broken to some extent. But I will say that as far as Carnival cruises go, I think they had really stepped up their game with a lot of the food selections.
Yeah.
They did a really nice job. Yeah. I didn't get any food that was cold. I didn't get any food that was bad. I didn't get anything that was burnt. I didn't get anything that I felt like was old. That was a really great experience. So, and I had a really good birthday.
Well, I'm glad that you did. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great way to bring in the new decade.
Oh yeah. It was fantastic. Yeah. Couldn't complain. I brought some cookies. I had some M&Ms in my room, for late night. Something about that little chocolate hit right before you go to bed, sometimes like you're like, oh, just a few. They were peanut butter and jelly.
I can't do that because then I'd be awake all night.
Really?
Probably. Because for me, it's like, oh, sugar. And then my brain just goes, you had sugar.
Yeah.
Dummy. I don't know. But still, I am happy that you had a good time. Hearing all this stuff just makes me happy, like knowing that you had good food. The chef's table just sounded exquisite more than anything else.
Dude, it
And
was so
like,
awesome.
all the beefy menus that you're talking about, like it's making me hungry right now. It really is.
It was a really great experience. And I think, if anything has ever kept a person from choosing a cruise, I would hope that it wouldn't be, the food. So this place, Gigi, just to give a little bit of a better explanation. So they had things from Nanjing, Vietnam, the Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore, Sichuan, Mongolia, and Peking. So very like regionalized. So for starters, you could have a slow braised pork belly and a black vinegar chili caramel sauce. You could have the Nanjing style duck, which is what I had. So it was tomato, mung bean, mango, potato fritters with hoisin and green chilies. You could have shrimp pot stickers, chicken pot stickers. You could have spring rolls, tamarind and shrimp soup, or you could have chicken and cilantro soup. And then all these things were like from those different places. They were like coordinated on the map. And then for entrees, they had a slow braised beef short rib. At this point, I was kind of short ribbed out, to be honest. They had a couple of different shrimp dishes. They had a kung pao chicken, and then they had what they called Chairman Mao's master stock pig. So that was what I had. It was clay pot stewed pork, then wok fried with scallion, sesame, spinach, pea shoots, mushrooms, and snap peas.
That's a lot.
Dude, it was so good. It was amazing. And then you had 8 choices for sides. And then the desserts were a wrapped lychee wonton with tapioca pearls and coconut milk. So that's what I chose. You could have calamansi caramelized crepes with citrus ice cream. So for those of you out there that don't know, calamansi is like a really sour member of the citrus family. Yeah. There's like yuzu, which is, it's kind of, I would say it's not really close to a Meyer lemon, but I think that's the best way I can describe it. It's like ultra acidic, but still sweet. And then they had a rose water creme brulee with ginger cream on top. And I was kind of creme brulee out too. So I was like, yeah, I want to try these.
It sounds like a lot though,
yeah, but I mean, $24 for your choice of all 3. I had some onboard credit left in the very last night. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to do Asian again. And I was like, no, I want to go to the steakhouse. So I went to the steakhouse. So
you did it
at the end of the entire trip, I still had a credit of $4 on my account. So I was like, sweet.
Interesting.
I only spent money on land. Fantastic. So,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Welcome to 40.
Yeah, welcome to 40. It's awesome. I'm enjoying it.
Well, what are you gonna be cooking this week now that you're all inspired?
Yeah. So I brought some ingredients back and some stuff to use. I didn't touch any of those today. As everybody might remember, if you've been listening, and if you've been listening, thank you so much for doing so. And thanks for watching us on YouTube. But I was working to the end of my pantry and freezer. So my incredible friend, Melissa, who we had on a few episodes back, she came and stayed with my dogs while I was on this cruise. And she was kind enough to offer, she was like, hey, why don't you, because I asked her while I was on the cruise, I was like, can you look in the pantry and see if I have this and this? I'm making a shopping list for a pickup. And she was like, why don't you just get it delivered? I'll put it all up. And since I'm here, I was like, okay, great. So that was one thing that saved me a considerable amount of time. If nobody has a Melissa in their life, they should get one. We make really great friends, in case you didn't know. And so I had worked my way through most of my pantry, having done the Snap Challenge, and my freezer was almost completely done. So I got delivery from Aldi and from Wegmans, which is kind of like our Tom Thumb here. It's their foo-foo Publix, if you will. Today I made a couple of fajita bowls with chili meat, pinto beans that I made from scratch, peppers and onions, corn, and like a Spanish style rice. I pre-made some loaded up oatmeals with, I don't even think you're ready for this, Steven. Pumpkin spice, walnuts, and raisins. So I made like 5 oatmeals, and I made them kind of thin so that I can just pop in the microwave and it's still like a good consistency. Really, really yummy with a little maple syrup on top. And then what else did I do? I'm making homemade chicken stock. It's in the crock pot right now. I prefer to do it overnight for 12 hours on low, hands off, completely lazy recipe. I give half to the dogs as a food topper and half to me to cook with. I'm going to do chicken and biscuits next week. But tomorrow I'm going to do a Greek style meatballs. So basically a pound of meat of your choice, feta cheese and dill weed. Make meatballs, get nice and brown. I'm going to use the air fryer, and I'm going to do an pita with tzatziki and greens.
Heck
Like
yeah.
little hand, little Greek wrap. And then I've been really on this like Mediterranean kick, so I think I'm going to make some falafel over the weekend. So,
that sounds amazing.
what are you up to over there in that kitchen?
We will be making. So I went through my garden and got all my green tomatoes,
Yes.
and peppers and everything before like it gets too cold.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna do we're just gonna basically make like a chutney sauce out of that, So that should be good.
But like savory, so you're kind of like making your own giardiniera, or
like like I said, like a chutney, like where you have like your vinegars, your sweetness, and and then you got like your tart vegetables, your green vegetables. Since they're still like all those tomatoes are green as can be.
I love green tomatoes.
Still have like a good bite to them,
What are you using for the sweet in there? Are you putting fruit?
No, well, it's going to be like some brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Just basically cook it down,
You ever thought about putting a dried cranberry in that?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you said that, because we are dried cranberries. It's going to be Thanksgiving themed, okay?
Dude, I'm freaking here for it. I'm so here for it.
And it'll make good cranberry sauce. It'll make a good charcuterie sauce. Mm-hmm. It'll go great with your grilled cheeses. I mean, it's pretty versatile, and it's a good way to use up all your green tomatoes that you won't eat.
Something about that combination of things, green tomatoes and peppers, is really making me want that, like kind of as a pickle relish, I guess, for lack of a better word, with like garden cream cheese on a bagel with like everything seasoning.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not a chutney, it's not a jam, it's not a, you know what I'm saying, like
kind of a chow chow.
Yeah, I guess
you're not gonna pick. I mean, you're not gonna pickle it.
No,
but you're gonna put some acid in it for flavor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that'll be coming up this week.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Aldi had a everything bagel seasoning but jalapeno flavored featured this week, and I was like, yes, please add to cart. Haven't figured out what, but it's going to be amazing. I don't know what I'm going to put it on, but it sounds really good.
Well, this was a lot of fun.
This was awesome. Soon. Well, thank you for listening to me go on and on, Steve. But I was starting to feel left out, all this amazing travel you were doing, and I didn't have anything to contribute. So I can tell you that, yes, I ate and ate and ate for a week. It was awesome. And then I came home and had chili. Came home and had chili mac for dinner because that's what I was feeling. So
yeah.
So all right, Steve. Well, I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.